Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Join me for a quick ride and a rant while I try and put this in the... I know, I'm going to put this in the cup holder and see if that can... I'd rather have it facing the other way, but I can't. I've got nowhere to put it. I'm in a little Honda Jazz at the moment. So, yeah... I wonder if it's better over there. Oh! That might be better. Yeah. Hi, how you doing? I won't be able to respond to the chat while I'm driving, but I can see we've got 5 in already. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah? Hang on, let me turn that down. I hope that's not... hope you're all doing well. It's great to see what's going on in the UK to a certain extent. Unfortunately, although I'm here in what many may call paradise, I don't know. I got to take my mask everywhere because if you go out in public anywhere, you're supposed to have it. Even if you're in the car, but luckily I'm alone in the car, so I'm allowed. Hey, sorry, my mobile data wasn't on. Are you still there? All right, I think we're back on. Sorry about that. Okay, should have. Here we go. Boom me, hi. It's Andre, hi. Tony Dixon. All right. Great. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Right, let's put it back over there. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll have a little drive and a rant, and then I'll catch up with your chats. Hey, Scott. Okay, so I'm sticking it over there. As I said, oh, fantastic. All good. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, you know, one always aims to stay positive, right? And I see a lot of positive action. There's a lot of people doing some very innovative things, which is great. And I was seeing some streams from Glastonbury, and it's really nice to see that, you know, and all the people calling the air to Kate, kudos. I can't remember your name, but calling the NHS, the hospital, Bristol and Western. Brilliant. The guys going into the police stations, putting them on notice. Wow, it's wonderful to see such innovation. But unfortunately, here, of course, I'm a foreigner in this country. You all know I had to jump through a load of hoops to get here, and it's I can't be an activist, and it's horrible, you know, because I mean, well, you know how it is. I mean, if I was in the UK, then I'd be there. I'd be going to all those marches. I'd be, oh man, because you at least know your rights, and this is what's wonderful about those people. But here, it's funny because they aimed for Phuket to be this so-called sandbox, and they wanted to. It was July the 1st was supposed to be the date that they would start. And of course, it's exactly the same as the UK. They're all flip-flopping the whole thing. But July the 1st was supposed to be the date they were going to start welcoming back, jabbed tourists. As long as you had your jab, you still had to jump through all the hoops that I did to get here. You had to, even if you were jabbed, you had to have the tests and all that. They were at least going to not force people to do quarantine for 14 days in a hotel. But what they were saying is you have to stay on the island for 14 days before you can go anywhere. And now they've just they flip-flopped a few days ago. No, they brought it down to 7. They said you can stay on the island for 7 days before you can move about if you're a tourist coming here. But no, they suddenly changed it to 14 again, 14 days. So thousands, like, I think it's about 40,000 people that were originally planning to come have suddenly cancelled. But the thing is, it's like, you still can't have gatherings, you still can't go for a drink, all the pubs and everything are still closed. It's funny because you can buy alcohol at the shops, but if you get caught having a drink with your buddies in your garden, then then you're going to get busted and pay massive fines. You get fined if you get spotted without a face nappy on. So there's no reason for anyone to want to come here because they can't do anything. But of course, what's so frustrating about this is that, as a foreigner, I can't speak out, because if I did, then I jeopardize so much. I mean, obviously there's, I could get deported, whereas, if I was in the UK, then I'd be right up there with the protests and all that. But here I can't, so it's horrible. I can't, and it's just the fear is obviously still prevalent here. And of course, I don't think many Thais are really doing the kind of research that we are doing, where we're finding out about the science and the PCR tests and the cycles. But then again, you try talking to you know what it's like. It's the same with all of it, with the flat earth, with everything. I mean, at least some people are waking up and there is some positivity there. But how far does this all have to go before, because there is obviously the fear and the people don't really educate themselves here. They're so conformist. And there's so many wonderful things about the culture that make it nice, and the gentle kind of avoiding conflict kind of thing. But what's happened is as usual, is just the whole situation has created opportunities for people in power to collect bribes and fine people for every. Oops, damn, what's happening there? So it's I don't want to rant. I don't want to be negative. But man, to be honest, I need to share it with you guys. I got to vent because it's doing my head in. It really is. My youngest daughter, went to nursery today, and of course she spent the whole day masked up, I'm sure, and that's the thing. The kids don't really know any different, and of course I wish I could teach them but I can't. I've tried the whole homeschooling thing. I can't do it because then I can't work. And then you end up with the kids just sitting around looking at the phones all day anyway, which is, I don't know. I weep for the state of humanity. Anyway, I pulled up. I've got to wait for my... Oh, I don't know if she's finished. Hang on, let's just have a quick look at the chat here. Oh. Yeah, Boomy, the liberal countries, they've gone pretty authoritarian. Yeah, isn't it? And of course, we it's like, there's nothing to be proud of about saying we tried to warn you, but the people you tried to warn, they still don't get it. And a lot of these people are, the people that, I mean, this is the thing, it's going on so long now that, we knew that it would very, you could see it happening. It got to the point where it was, beyond the point of no return. I don't want to come across as negative, but that's what we see. People are now trapped in that fear of, even if it's the same as the whole moon, the moon landing things. If the people that apparently went to the moon, they've pretty much said as clearly as they could, without using kindergarten speech, that they didn't go. But the believers will still believe no matter what. Yeah. And that's the thing, you can't undo. And this is, of course, a lot of us, we're all in where the position we are in because we had that, what's the word? We had that drive, that passion to, the wanted to know the truth. The desire to learn the truth overrode the fear. And that's what we see, isn't it? We see that everyone's being controlled by fear, and men have turned into complete pussies. And it's just, they've done a good job on us. They really did, didn't they? But this is it, isn't it? If you decide to seek the truth, you have to be determined to, and you have to recognize when your mind is filtering, and you have to make a determined effort. I did get a lovely comment today amongst all the trolls comments I got, but one guy said he was on the video where I was at that did the rising up, showing the distance to the horizon getting shorter as you get down and on near the dam, and he said, "Oh, this is great." He said, "I've woken up to flat Earth a couple of days ago, and this is fantastic." So that's nice to see that. But of course, most of the time, you're confronted with people who have no idea how to even begin deconstructing the paradigm that they find themselves in. And yes, where do you start with these guys? And this is, I'm sure we've all been through it. We've all tried to, we tried to find out, okay, how can I get across but you can't once their mind's made up. And this is, of course, the psychological tactics that they've been using that were, started with Bernays and people like that, or removed, or from the trivium and things. They've perfected them now, haven't they? God. But even when the mainstream media reports on the atrocities that are going on with the jabs and stuff, and people, it's just they're blind to it. And I think it's selfish. A lot of the time it's just selfish. The people that you talk to and try to, explain these things to, it's really just selfish. Although they think that they're doing what they're doing because they're doing their bit for society, that's bollocks. Because actually, it's just selfish. They're just shit scared of all the propaganda, and and to be honest, I mean, I've probably told this before, but my dad, he got cancer, and he believed the doctors, the men in white coats. Within 48 hours, they were sticking poison up his arms. And of course, their predictions were true that he had 6 months to live because they poisoned him. And even my family members can't see what had happened. I knew. I tried to tell him and he wouldn't listen. There was, it's like I was over here and he was over in Spain at the time. There was nothing I could do or say. Even if I jumped on a plane, he wouldn't have listened because, he was of that mindset that, my son can't teach me anything. It's amazing, really. That taught me a big lesson, because it's like people fear change or drastically altering their lifestyle more than they fear death. They would embrace death rather than change what they've become used to. Whether it's changing your diet or your lifestyle, things like that, And that's so sad. It's so sad because it's not as bad as we think. None of this. But then it's like, let me just tell you a little story about, one of the parents of the volleyball team the kids, my daughter's in the volleyball team, and so one of the parents there, I mean, they've had, the mother has had 3 kids, triplets actually, but they've had 10 years of having to do blood transfusion or whatever they do when they because of the bad, is it the liver or the kidney? I can't remember. But he was telling me the other day that basically every other day for 10 years they were having to go and have the blood transfusions to get to oxygenate the blood, because the I wish I could remember if it was the kidney or the liver, whatever it is, but not working, and eventually they, she's had an operation to have a new one, so obviously someone must have passed away, and it was they were able to replace the organ. But I mean, you imagine that, you imagine the conviction that you have to go through that every day and just carry on, and fight. Everyone suffers. We all have this thing. Life is a series of suffering, and of course a lot of it just goes on in our heads because we're worried about the future, or we're thinking of this or that. And yeah, I'm suffering, through my own petty little things, because I'm worried about what kind of world I'm allowing to have my kids come into, and it's kind of like, I want to teach them to be independent. I want to teach them to be fiercely independent and not put up with this bullshit. But I can't. How can I set an example? But I'm all over the place here. Sorry, but I think you know where I'm coming from. It's just that, if you're listening to this and you're if you're the kind of, the truth seeker, then it's a daily struggle. It's a fight. It's an internal struggle. And that's the same as, giving up something like smoking or whatever it might be. This is, we had to take the hard option, it is a kind of choice, I think, when you all right. But this is it. It's easy to opt out, isn't it? It would be easy to just say, sod it, I give up. That would be the easiest thing, wouldn't it? But then what? It's like, we want to save the world. We want to put everything right. But I suppose we have to fix ourselves first. But man, I'm just, when's the rest of the world going to catch up and catch on to the illusion? I mean, that's the thing about it, here is the Buddha teaches that we are born into a world of illusion, Maya. Yeah, that's the way it is. And you have to spend your life you have to recognize that to start with, and then you have to do something about it. And not fall foul of the illusion, and not be distracted or suffer from the illusions of thinking about, how things are going to be, and worrying about the future or regretting the past. All any of us can ever do is live in the now. And that's an effort, isn't it? That's an actual effort to do that. But of course, living in the now doesn't just mean let everything just, it's because that's the thing with the situation we find ourselves in now, is that all of this is because we know it's driven by fear. We know it's whether people are driven to do all this ridiculous stuff, and all these things are being put in place, and the control system and all that, everything that's it's all based on fear. We know that. And this is the thing, because we're born in a world, we live in a world where we are taught to fear. This is why people get insurance, because they, in case the house burns down, I'll have nothing, and it's all just in case, do it for the future. And they've constantly got you worried about the future. If you don't do this is going to happen, and But actually, we're all here. We're all alive. We're all, we've got whatever faculties we've got intact. We might be suffering various physical ailments. We have to kind of accept that as part of life as well. You can't avoid that. But look at the world that's presented to us. So we have to. That's what we. we all have the will to fight. That's all in us, because we have to. That's instinctive, isn't it? You fight for survival. Any animal fights. Even a plant fights for survival. A little flower will come out from a crack in the ground and it will struggle to survive. We all do that, but of course, it all gets misdirected. That innate instinct to fight or flight is manipulated, and that's the thing. Everything that's going on right now, everything is all based on fear, and it's bloody sad. Now I feel better for the rant. Thank you for listening. Let me just see what you guys are actually saying along with it. What we got here? Should leave said, I'm surrounded by 12 injected co-workers. Oh man, I get shaky sweaty when they come near. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm sure there's some shedding going on. What's that? Sheep herder, we have reasons, thus we question. Yeah, if one does not have reason, yeah, nice. Yeah, okay, hey blood. Yeah, should have stood, men have been demanded. Absolutely, yeah. Sheep herder, comatose zombies, don't question. Yeah, Tony Dixon, I have not wanna. Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't in the UK, but unfortunately I do here because I can't afford the fine, and but that's the thing, here it's funny because actually you can wear it around the chin. It's not, you don't have the same zealotous approach from other people as you do in the UK, where it's weird because people just do it to get along, to comply with the law, because it's a law. You can get fined, and it's a hefty fine. Yeah. So otherwise, I would stand my ground and I wouldn't be wearing one. What's that? One I can't read it properly, but it says people are motivated by comfort. Learning that we've been fooled is, yes, absolutely. It is very uncomfortable, isn't it? Yeah, it is very scary. Happy hippie shake. Hi Nathan. Individual perspective. Okay, thank you. You said spot on. I'm not sure how far back that was. What's that? Una, when you tell people that a globe is not a container, they short circuit. Yeah. If you shake, trouble is all the shots contain. Yeah. Okay. Flatty, hi. Flatty went flag face. Good to see you, Nick. Sorry to hear about you. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Obviously it's like, thanks for listening. And it's just, I just wanted to share because, that gives me the passion to fight because, but it's like, it falls on deaf ears. Boomy. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. Again, it's there's part of the acceptance there. I've had to accept that, people, I can't persuade him to change his, I couldn't persuade him, so it's a lesson we all have to go through. That's the thing that we face here now, isn't it? It's, fine, live and let live, or live and let die. If they want to do their things, fine, leave them to it. But of course, we also see what's happening is the division is being created here, isn't it? That's what we're trying to avoid. We're not trying to say, if you want to get vaxxed, go ahead. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead. But of course, we see that the division is coming on. You want to believe in a globe? Fine, go ahead. But we see the consequences of the people that want to just stick to that position. It's all part of their end game, says Upside Down, Inside Out. There is hope, of course, that when, enough people see the end game and they will eventually, sorry, just kind of that's reminded me of, I've got friends that were in the, was it Cambodia or Burma? Where it was Burmese, I think, Burmese. And, their parents survived, the whole, what was it? Killing fields. Was it Cambodia or Burma? I can't remember. But a friend of mine who, whose parents went through that, the way they survived the atrocity was, rather than fight back, they had to pretend to be dumb. This is how people survived. And of course, none of us really want to do that, do we? But they had to, the educated people had to just pretend to be dumb and go and till the fields, take off their glasses, just, bow their heads down and, that's how they survived, by pretending to be submissive. And of course, by pretending to be submissive, they ultimately were submissive. And that again is one of those things that bothers me. Is like, well, yeah, when I get outside and I put the mask on, I know I'm being submissive, but it's not going to help me or my family if I go against it in a climate where, you know, there's a scene in a movie I remember where, you know, there's a guy getting surrounded by a bunch of people, or, you know, I can't remember, it's an old movie, but, oh, you see, you're all inbred, you know, and they're all kind of ganging up on the guy. And of course, well, you can tell them what you want. They ain't going to listen by that stage. They're going to surround you and kill you. Thanks, sheep herder. Don't let them get to you. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Lead, individual perspective, lead by example, practice what you preach. I certainly agree. Hippie shake, Nick, it's natural to be thinking of your children. Show. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of, if it was just me, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you all. Yeah, lock me up. I don't care. Anyway, listen, my daughter's finished now, and now it's dark, so I've got to get, I don't know if she, hang on, let's see. Hang on, let's just try and drive up there. Okay. It's funny, you know, and what's so funny about here is, you know, I've just, you know, guys just gone past. They get on the motorbikes masked up without a helmet, you know. There was a story. Where's my daughter? They're all getting picked up now. Ow! Hi. She didn't recognise me in the car. Are you ready? Anyway, right, just quick. Hi, my love.
Waiting.
Oh, well, didn't you see me in the car?
I didn't know that was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a rental, you see. Sorry, I'm just doing a live stream, so make yourself comfortable and I'll say goodbye and we'll get you home, okay?
Fine.
V. Thomas, hi. What's that? I'm woke was up before the day. Today. Brilliant. Yeah, medical martial law. And of course, I'm hoping that, you know, and of course, yeah, the common question now is you get asked is, oh, have you been vaccinated yet? You got your vax yet? And I'm like, I don't know what to say because I want to be truthful, you know, but for everyone here, it's just normal. Yeah, how you doing? All right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, do you mind being on YouTube?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you play with your phone and I'll, do I need to get out of the way? Or can I just...
I don't know.
All right, just okay. You carry on. Just give me a second, okay? All right, guys. Let me just catch up with the chats here because I've had a good rant and then everyone's chatting to me. Hi, Peter Fallow, Zeus Scott. Yeah. Alexander. Hi. Oh, who else we got there? Gary North. I'm in the UK and I don't wear a mask. I've never been fired. It's fined. It's scaremongering. Yeah. But the thing is, here it is. They do it. In fact, the Prime Minister actually went to a meeting and he didn't wear a mask, and they made a big deal of fining him. You know, and they have done it to others, and they've arrested people at parties, and you know, of course, they're targeting the foreigners as well, especially. And that's what's put. You know, there were about as I said earlier on, 60,000 foreigners were due to come here on July the 1st, and they've all cancelled their flights because they could see that you know, the quarantine measures and everything were ridiculous. Everyone was flip-flopping. And people are getting arrested for having little gatherings at home. So, yeah. All right, Daniel. They've been brainwashed to think that way. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What's that? Una runner? Is that? I can't. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I know. You're lucky. Yeah, I didn't in the UK. Of course, I didn't wear one once. You know. V. Thomas. Okay. Say it's none of your. True. Say it's none of your business. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you're talking about the whole vax thing, the vax question. Yeah, it's just because, of course, this is the thing. There is no, you know, everyone here thinks that, you know, that everyone wants it. That's the thing. They don't realize that there is any kind of resistance or opposition going on around the world. They just believe that that's the thing. And here it's the Sinovac thing. You know, it might not be, but actually the government has initiated a program where they'll pay compensation. They will pay compensation if you get injured. But the thing is, I can't even leave Phuket now. If I left Phuket, which is an island, it's a 52 square mile island, yeah? If I leave the province and I want to come back in, I have to have either had the jabs or I've got to do a test just to get back in the province. I mean, they really are restricting travel to that extent. You're not allowed to get on flights. unless you've been jabbed. Yeah, people have tried it. They can't even get on domestic flights. Yeah. So, but again, what's happening is that it's under emergency decree, and that's still going on. Huh? Yes, we'll go there. Yeah, sorry. So that's the thing, that every month what happens is they extend the emergency decree. So of course, what I'm hoping for is that ultimately what happens is that I can't. By the way, the light doesn't work in here. Otherwise, I'd turn it on. But all I'm hoping that happens is once they reach the desired 70%, then they lift the emergency decree. And you can travel as normal, but that's the thing. It's just the squeeze is on, the squeeze, and I understand in the UK, they've carried on doing that. Isn't that you could point out to the normies, the G7 summit. There they are doing their photographs, socially distanced, and then as soon as the photo shoot's finished, there they are. I saw the French president almost, grinding his hip against whatever his name is, the white-haired American president. I mean, they don't, Biden. Oh yeah, well done.
It's obvious, Daddy.
Biden. Well, yeah. I couldn't remember his name. Yeah, Biden. Yeah, because I'm, but yeah.
I don't catch up with these things.
Yes, well, it's good that you're politically intrigued. That's good. Okay.
I'm not. I just know.
Okay, well that's good. That's good that you know the president of America's name. Yeah. What's his wife's name?
I don't know.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah,
they don't keep talking.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that in itself should be a wake-up call, isn't it? Hey, look at these guys there, and they didn't have to do quarantine, did they? They didn't have to do, all that. They didn't have to do COVID tests. They can come and go as they please, yeah, and enjoy their cocktails with a ring of steel around Cornwall. It's just, so if people can't see the them and us divide by now. Boom me, psychological pressure. Yes, it is. Yeah, I know. I understand that. Of course, that's the thing, isn't it? Boom, you're absolutely right, Boom me. It's like the longer this takes, because obviously there isn't the take up. I mean, again, like I said, people here are not necessarily protesting, but they'll silently protest by not going to get the vaccine. It's not that everyone implicitly trusts the government, but they won't be vocal. They'll just try their best not to go along with it, and they'll just stay quiet. Yeah. And that's how they do it. So it's just, it's really is a practicing patience in that respect. But again, I feel guilty that I'm not doing anything because I should be. I try to talk to my kids, and of course, the thing is they end up, switching off because dad's just ranting again, yeah, it's, the only thing I can do really is just kind of meditate and just trying to, let them, of course my wife's fine, she understands it all. And actually I even with my, how old's Aiden? 7, 9, 8? Yeah.
I think he's like 10 or 11.
He's not that old yet. He's about 9, isn't he? Yeah. But Aiden, my 9-year-old, he's like, he's cool, and we chat about all this, and he understands the mind tricks and all that. It's just, I think we probably, if you've got kids, you probably find that each one's got different personalities, and there'll probably be one that kind of understands you and you can chat with, and there's another one that, it all ends up being different, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Right. Let's get back to the chats. Yeah, one for that's right, Boomy. And of course, yeah, if only people could see that. And of course, they are just people, unless you kind of go along with the idea that they've been, they're reptilians or whatever. And, there's who knows what kind of entities are controlling those people. But, at the end of the day, we're all just people, but it's yeah. And of course, we understand as well that these people get to these positions of power by stepping on other people, and they relish, their egos take control, and they relish the power that they get, and they roll in it, and they, and of course, any person, that's the thing about being a human being, is you end up, we know that's how easily manipulated we are, and how quickly we'll get into we can be compromised. So all these people in positions of power are over a barrel in one sense or another, and they will become cannon fodder when the time comes. They will be gotten rid of when the time comes. Yeah, when it's necessary. So Scott, heads I win, tails you lose. Boomy again. All right. Boomy. So they so cocky they get vaxxed and think they're clever. Yeah, I know. Yeah. YouTube, hi. YouTube. Yeah, hi. All right. P.I. Piper. I left a card school. What's that? I left a card school after 31 years because 3 other players got jabbed. All mutes. Okay. Wow. Since the mid-70s. Yeah, a friend of mine got it the other day, and he looked like his eyes he looked like crap. He looked like death warmed up, and he was suffering high blood pressure and all sorts. I mean, it's just like, yeah. Wow. What's that? Auntie Meg? They're jabbing children at school in Idaho. No, without the permission. Military and police. Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Talk about yeah. Well, what happened? Where are we living in democracies? Of course not. Sheep herder. Assume that by now that all but a few positions of power have been secured. Yeah, and of course, again, we've warning this. It's the media. You see the media organisations get smaller and smaller, or less and less, and more control. So I'm preaching to the converted here. I know. So yeah. Hey guys. So listen. It's been wonderful to catch up, but I must take care of my daughter now. She's obviously. She's tired and she needs a drink and stuff. So thank you for letting me vent. And I hope it's kind of been a bit of a chance to kind of have a bit of a chin wags yourselves, or, so, yeah, wonderful. And, yeah, I've just been busy myself doing other stuff. That's why I haven't done any videos recently, but, I really felt the need to catch up. So, I hope you're all doing well. And, let's just keep it real. Just keep on going. Just keep it, stay sane. Stay fortified, and we'll get there in the end. Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. You'll take care now. All right. Cheers.